Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to this Superliminal Games YouTube video. It's been a while since you've seen me. I'm Dan. I know I say that every time I do a video, but it's been a while between every one of my videos, so it's been a while since you've seen me, and what am I here for this time? I am here for a little bit of Arena. Specifically, we're going to play a little 2022 Standard, since regular Standard is boring, and the only deck I play in Historic is Elves, which I already featured on the channel, and I don't want to feature it again because nothing's changed. It's still exactly the same list I was playing when I made that video. So instead, going to play a little Standard 2022. This is the deck that I have been playing, Dimir Control. I quite like it. The original list that I found had 4 Ymrith Desert Doom, but I only have 2 of them and no Mythic Rare Wild cards, so I went up a Flunk and up a Professor Onyx, because Professor Onyx is actually a really good finisher in the deck if you can get the Magecraft popping off even just a little bit while you're answering your opponent's stuff. And also just getting to draw cards or get rid of their creatures is very good. Also, don't sleep on Mordenkainen's Faithful Hound, the -2 on Mordenkainen. That is quite an ability. Ymrith also is just a big 5/5 dragon that's hard to kill if it's untapped. So there's that. Been seeing a lot of aggro decks, so 4x Shadow's Verdict is pretty good against them, answers a ton of stuff, and Exile is also pretty big. So let's get on the old ladder and take a look. I've really been enjoying the Standard 2022. I think that it's got a lot of promise. Excited for the removal of Throne of Eldraine and mostly just Throne of Eldraine. There's some Theros Beyond Death cards and a couple of Ikoria cards as well that I'm excited to see gone, but it's mostly Eldraine. So, alright, we've got Counterspell, Almost Counterspell, and Counterspell, and Removal Spell in this hand, and we're on the play. So we're going to play an island that'll give us, we can go into Murkwater Pathway unless we draw a swamp. I like leaving the modal double face lands for as long as I can, because that way it determines, or it allows me to determine what I need more. So let's see how we do. We'll give our opponent the old hello, like Max used to yell at us for not doing, until he muted all emotes and stopped using them. Alright, so our opponent has mulliganed once, and they look like they're trying to make the decision whether or not they're going to mulligan a second time. Ideally, I don't like it when my opponent's mulligan when I do videos, because I'd like to be able to show what I'm doing is good against the deck, not just a mulliganing opponent. Okay, they only mulligan once, and we will play an island. Okay, they've got a Fury Calm Snarl with nothing revealed, so we will, because we don't need black mana yet, we'll just play another island. And we've got 2 non-creature counterspells here, but they've got a creature, they've got Kalain, so we're probably going to be digging for, digging for board wipe, or just digging for our planeswalkers. Alright, so it's going to be a 2/2 Eye Twitch, we're looking for board wipe. So we're going to play out a swamp, and this will allow us to divide by 0, and if they get anything weird, we can divide by 0. If not, we can find the villain's lair. I'm not overly worried at, 3 power. Alright, hunt for specimens. I don't want them to learn, so I am going to negate that. I don't really care about the creature, but I do care about them learning. So, alright, we're going to play our second black source here. So that leaves us, you find the villain's lair, Baleful Mastery at full rate, or divide by 0. Or negate and cheap rate Baleful Mastery if need be. So we've got a lot of options here. Alright, Shambling Ghast, you're fine. Alright, we will go ahead and negate the Deadly Dispute, because now they just get a treasure. They lost a creature, they get a treasure, they don't get to draw cards. And we'll take our 3 and hope to draw a land here. Because untapped land, nope, another you find the villain's lair. Alright, we're still alright. We're taking 3, we're taking our lumps, but we're a land away from getting Ymrith down, and it's going to be difficult for them to deal with a big old 5/5 flyer. Especially with their 4 mana. Now 5. Depending on what they play, I've got my options for counter spells. Though I am thinking about dividing by 0 to get into our learn board, which I should have gone through in the deck tech, and I will go through when we get to get into it. Gold Span Dragon. Gonna go ahead and divide that by 0. And here's our learn board. We have an environmental studies, sciences, confront the past, double mascot exhibition, intro to prophecy, teachings of the archaics, and mercurial transformation. I'm gonna grab the environmental sciences because we can play it next turn, get a land, still leave up you find the villain's lair. Plus, it completely negates a turn of the eye twitch, so this game is really going to be about just wearing our opponent out of resources and then playing Ymrith and drawing cards. So we'll continue to go down that route. Assuming they want to attack. I don't... There we go. Alright, we'll take our 3. Alright, so we got a swamp. But we know that you find the villain... Or no, we know that Goldspan Dragon is coming if they draw another land. Though we can block it with Ymrith, so I'm just going to go ahead and play Ymrith. They can't kill it. It blocks everything. We've still got Baleful Mastery up to do stuff with. We can cast Environmental Sciences and still cast full rate Baleful Mastery next turn if we need to. You got it, Shambling Ghast. Gonna run the same trick you ran last time. This time you'll actually get to draw the cards, so... Oh, okay. Awaken the Blood Avatar. Well, okay. That's a way to deal with our Ymrith. And a way to make us take 6. So... yeah, about that. Well, we have to Baleful this. So I'm going to full rate Baleful this now. Well, no, oh, they can cast the dragon. Yeah. Gonna go ahead and Environmental Sciences. Get a swamp. And that's whenever it attacks. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and... well, we're not dead to that. So we're gonna leave up the... you find the villain's lair to counter the dragon. It's a risky line, but it lets them draw fewer cards. Yep. We're going to counter target spell. Then we're going to go to 1. There's 3. There's 3. I'm going to play an island. And we're going to exile that. And we have enough up to find the villain's lair again. If they want to make a pest. Or make 2 pests, I should say. Counter that. Alright, and now we have removal spells up on deck. Alright, Extus. We'll exile that Extus. And now we've got more removal. Alright. So now we just sit here and eventually draw one of our... Yep, we'll just keep holding this hand. And we eventually draw one of our game enders. We've got a counterspell, we've got instant speed removal. And there's Ymrith. That's one of our game enders. So we'll go ahead and attack with it. Because it'll let us draw another card. Morning Canaan, alright. And we will create a hound. And so we've still got a flunk and we've still got a Blood Sheep's Thirst. Yep. We'll draw some cards here. We'll put the Jawari Disruption back in because that's not going anywhere. Play that. Play Professor Onyx. Can't tick her up, so we're not going to do anything with her. Now we've got a Disdainful Stroke. So if it's another Goldspan Dragon, we've got the answer here. Nope. Tick Mordenkainen down, make another doggy.
My faithful.
And we will attack for 8 and 5. Because, yep. All right. So that shows the versatility and the staying power of Control. We had a lot of answers to their cards, and eventually we out-card advantaged them with some very powerful Mythic Rares, which is exactly the play pattern that we want to be engaging with this deck. So let's try another one here on the ladder. That was exactly the kind of game I really enjoy playing with this deck. Alright, so we've got 3 lands negate, Hagra Mauling if we need to play it as a land, as Hagra Brood Pit, and Ymrith and Professor Onyx. So I like this. We'll lead on island again. Okay, now swamp. So now we've got the negate up, we've got Disdainful Stroke eventually, got Hagra Mauling, and an opponent on Kalain again. Alright. Alright, so now we've got Jawari Disruption. So if they pop the treasure to play a 4-drop this turn, we can just disrupt it. Instead they play Valki. That is fine. That is fine. So they're going to take our Ymrith, but we can get rid of Valki pretty easily. And they're not going to have 5 mana anytime soon, so... And just like we drew it up, we're going to destroy Valki. Assuming they want to allow us to destroy Valki. And I'm going to play the Hagra Mauling down as a land because we need to continue to keep our lands on point. So that's going to get played down. We still do have the Jawari Disruption and the Disdainful Stroke and the Negate, so we're covered on almost any. We're covered on a tap out, we're covered on a 4 mana, and we're covered on a non-creature. Let's see which of those they choose here. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna negate that. So you just get the Kalain back. Which does give them the treasure, so... I don't know, maybe I got baited into that? I don't feel like it. I feel like that was just a nice little 1-for-1. Okay. They really wanted to draw those cards. We've got our 5th mana. We're going to slam Ymrith. We get the 6 mana. We get Professor Onyx. If we get an untapped land next turn, we get Professor Onyx. So we're going to attack with the Ymrith. Hey, you got it. You know my whole hand, so take my Jawari Disruption. Yep, so we're going to attack here with Ymrith. Does go shields down to their removal, but we've got the Disdainful Stroke. The waiting here says they have something. I'm hoping it's a 4-mana removal spell. Nope. Alright, so we're just going to get to draw a card. If it's an untapped land, it's not, but it's a Baleful Mastery, that's great. Alright, so now we've got some more control cards in our hand, and we've got a big stonking 5/5 on the battlefield that draws us cards. I don't really see much wrong with that. Come on, opponent. Don't you know I'm recording a video here? Thank you. It's almost like they could hear me. So, really still hoping for that untapped land so I can play the Professor Onyx. Yeah, okay. I will gladly discard the Blood Chief's Thirst, as it is the least impactful or impressive card in my hand. Deal me your 1. Please do excuse my dog sneezing in the background. Alright, we're going to attack for 5 again. Meaty thunk. And we're going to draw a card. It's a land. So, I don't necessarily know that I'm in. Well, yeah, we'll play the Professor Onyx. And we'll tick her up. I'm down to lose 1 life here. Put a flunk in our hand because our opponent's pretty low-handed, and they're probably shitting their pants going, oh god, they've been to Baleful Mastery. Alright, so concession. Well, they were going to 3, and we had removal we could target both of their creatures with, so pretty good. Once again, Ymrith and Professor Onyx, 2 of our 3 game enders. Alright, let's play another one. This is why I enjoy playing control decks, too. It's just stabilize, have a bunch of removal and counter spells, and eventually beat them with some bullshit nonsense. Okay, we've got the Hall of Storm Giants, so we can lead on blue source. 2 swamps. We need another blue source to be able to do much here. We don't have a ton of counter spells, but we do have Mordenkainen, and we have got 2 removal spells, so I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. I'd like a blue source in the first 2 turns, please. Alright, divide by 0 also helps. And I guess I haven't mentioned it when talking about game enders, but Hall of Storm Giants is also a game ender. Okay. Blue and black there. This could be some Dimir Snow control. Alright, there's our 3rd blue source. So now we've got you find the villain's lair if they've got stuff they want to do. I'll let them behold here and draw their cards. I'll let them draw their cards, and then I'll just counter what they want to eventually play. Check for traps, eh? I don't want them to have Mordenkainen, so we'll counter that. You found a traps. Alright, now we've got all sorts of instant shenanigans for the creatures they're not playing, but we can also divide by 0. Ah, a Disdainful Stroke. Feels good. So now we just need 1 more land. Alright, Graven Lore. We are going to Disdainful Stroke that. Because that card is very good. It would scry 5 and draw 3. I actually toyed around for a little bit with the snow version of blue-black control. Or I guess it wasn't going to scry 5, it was going to scry 3. But still, scry 3, draw 3. I played around with the snow version of blue-black control for a while, and it is also good. I think basically if you include the powerful blue-black top-end spells, the Mordenkainens and Professor Onyxes of the world, you're doing something right now. Well, we have no way to stop this now, so goodbye Mordenkainen. Not playing into what I assumed was counter magic might have been a mistake there. We'll see. Yeah. that does kind of feel a little bad, and now they know the context of our hand is all stuff we can't do anything with, and we don't have 6 other mana yet to start attacking them for 5. So, however, start attacking them for 7, sorry. If we had, we draw another land here. We do. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that a man's and attack them for 7. Because that ends a game pretty quickly. Oh. Yep. That is a way around ward. Okay. Oh, now we just sit back and stare at each other, both of us with 5 cards in hand, though they are at quite the advantage because they know the context of our hand and we don't know the context of theirs. Just gonna keep drawing lands and passing. Really left my pants down to that Soul Shatter and I'm not happy about it. I will say this is where the experience of playing a control deck on the best of 1 ladder really does become kind of an annoyance. In that I don't need these creature removal spells that I have so many of. And eventually I might, but I certainly don't now. And it's difficult because I've got them, so I'm not doing anything else with them. We'll see what they take here. Yeah, I had a feeling they were going to take the most useful card in our hand. And there we go, drawing another Baleful Mastery. So we're going to pass with 6 cards in our hand, only one of which will actually do anything against this opponent for now, which is quite frustrating. And now with 7 cards. Okay. We've got a full grip, and they're all useless against this opponent. 6 removal spells. And now it's just pass until somebody wants to do something. I'm going to play down the Hagra Mauling as a land if I don't draw a land this turn. Okay, and our opponent is just... Alright. We'll keep playing lands. We're probably about to see whatever Alrund's Epiphany was. If our opponent starts chaining a bunch of turns together, then we might have, might just pack this one in. Well, this is the control mirror. Draw, go, draw, go, draw, go. Okay, there's another You Find the Villain's Lair. Nice, now we have 2... Oh, shoot. Oh well. I'll discard a Baleful Mastery. Actually, I'll discard a Flunk, because even if they play a creature, they have a full hand. So, the Flunk won't do anything. Play another land, pass the turn. Land, pass the turn. Sorry for this extremely riveting content, but this is control. Sometimes you just draw at each other for a while until somebody wins. What I wouldn't give for a Whispers of the Muse. 6 mana draw card every turn. And we're keeping pace with our opponent in land count, too, so... Alright, we're going to play down the Hagra Mauling. And pass the turn again. All the Storm Giants, cool. Well... Yeah, we'll play down one of these Jawari Disruption. It's not a hard counter. I don't like soft counters and control mirrors. I'm assuming at some point our opponent's going to want to do something. Alright, we're going to divide that Professor Onyx by 0. And we'll go for Mascot Exhibition. So opponent's going to have to discard a card. Okay, so they've realized the same thing that we have. Play down Hagra Mauling. I'm going to... Do I want to actually cast this Mascot Exhibition? These are both counterspells. I'm willing to bet both of these Foretold cards are counterspells. I have, in fact, opponent, seen it coming. And they've got the mana for it. So we only have one counterspell. They know about the Blood Chief's Thirst. They don't know about the Jawari Disruption, but they have the mana for it. I'm going to try this. If I'm right and both of these are counterspells, or they've got a handful of counterspells, okay. Alright, so that landed. Interesting. Board wipe incoming, I suppose. Blood on the snow, eh? Let's give it a shot. Let's test my theory. Were those both counterspells? Negate out of hand. Alright. Resolves. You got it, opponent. We'll pass it up. See, this is where their Hall of Storm Giants might be able to start getting in. Yep, you got it, opponent. Do what you wish. Tick up. Lose a life. So again, they know about the Blood Chief's Thirst, which I still say those are probably counterspells. Though they did... Alright, they've been to Divide by 0. That feels pretty alright. I guess they don't know about both Baleful Masteries, so... We'll do this. We'll exile... Attempt to exile this Professor Onyx. See if we can draw out their counterspells. We're still very behind on the resource train in that we have 4 somewhat useless spells in our hand, and our opponent has 5+2 Foretold. Alright, Disdainful Stroke, that's a real boy. Alright, so they don't know about our second Baleful Mastery. Graven Lore will unfortunately let them have it. I think that's the one place that the Snow deck does have over this deck, is that it has a little bit more card drawing power because of the Graven Lore. Like right there, they got to scry 5 and draw 3. That's pretty big. Alright, we are going to attempt to Disdainful Stroke their Morton Cannon. See if that will yet draw out one of their counterspells. Saw it coming. As predicted.
Oh, look.
And they're going to make a dog. No surprise there.
Run, if I were you.
Alright, so again, they don't know about this Baleful Mastery. Let's see if we can draw out another counterspell. Test of Talents. That honks. Well, now you know my hand is useless, opponent. Yeah, that hurts. Okay, Shadow's Verdict, right on time. Let's draw out yet another counterspell here. And there it is. So they were both saw it coming. We knew that. But now we're kind of stuffed because we have a not very useful flunk, and they're going to have a 10-10 or a 12-12 and a 7-7. Yeah. Not much we can do here, folks. In this battle of resource management, the deck that drew more cards is going to win. Oh, especially because I have a second Hall of Storm Giants now and the mana to activate it. And we draw a land. Alright. GG's opponent. Concession! Well, folks, I think that's probably going to bring us down here near the end of the video. Three games, 2 up, 1 down. Pretty solid example of what this deck is capable of doing. Hey, we played all the lands. I like this for 2022. It's one of the sort of 3 decks I've been playing around with. It's the one I'm having the most success with, and the one that I think feels more like a deck that we're going to see going forward. I do like the sort of learn board. Probably, if I take this once rotation happens, everything's going to look different anyway. But if I take this and start playing it a little bit more seriously, obviously I'd try to have a full sideboard there. Other decks I've been playing in 2022 Standard that I've been having a lot of fun with are this Quandrix Spells deck that aims to put down a Dragon's Guard Elite and an Orvar, and then just keep targeting your Dragon's Guard Elite, so you just have this army of grow creatures. It very well feeds the inside of me that loves Quirion Dryad. And then I really want this deck to work. This is a dice rolling Delina Pixie Guide pseudo Splinter Twin deck, but I have yet to have that work even once when I've attempted to have Delina just gets killed every time I put it down, and I never get to attack with it with a Pixie Guide out and make progressively more Pixie Guides. But in theory, it's very fun. I've also high-rolled Wizard Spellbook. Pardon me. I've high-rolled Wizard Spellbook a couple of times. That's pretty cool. The critical success there on 20 is pretty neat. So other than that, folks, I hope you enjoyed. If you are looking for some respite from Historic or Standard and you're looking for some 2022, I can definitely recommend the Dimir Control deck. It's a lot of fun, and as you saw, it is quite capable. So thank you all very much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff down there. Also all the socials. We can be found on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. Also at www.superliminalfilms.com. I've been Dan, signing off. I'll see you in a few weeks with the next video that I'm doing. Bye, everybody.